بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. كلية إمام كاظم، أقسام ديوانية، قسم اللغة الإنجليزية، مادة ELT المرحلة الثانية، تدريس محمد حسين البدري. Today we have chapter number 5. We are going to talk about classroom management. Okay, classroom management. We are going to talk about these 2 points. What is a classroom management? How can ESL teachers use knowledge of classroom management to create opportunities for students to interact in English in meaningful ways? Okay, what is a classroom management? We have to know what is classroom management. This is definition of classroom management refers to what? To the way teachers, from its name, classroom management means what? Teachers organize, teachers manage. Okay, teachers organize or manage what goes on in the classroom. You see, simply, the teachers organize or manage what goes on in the classroom. As the most powerful person in the classroom, who is the most powerful person in the classroom? Students or the teacher? Of course, the teacher. Why? The teacher has the authority to influence the kind of interaction that goes on in the class, and this interaction is created from combination of many related factors. What does the teacher do inside the class? For example, how much the teacher talks, and what the teacher says, and how the teacher gives instructions, keeps students on task, and makes language comprehensible to the students. You see, all these things are done by the teacher who has the authority inside the classroom. The goal of what? The goal of classroom management is to create a classroom atmosphere conducive to interacting in English in meaningful ways so that the students can make a progress in learning English. You see, this is very simple. It talks about what is classroom management, what does the teacher do inside the class, and what is the goal of classroom management. You can summarize them in this way. Question number 2. How can teachers, ESL teachers, use knowledge of classroom? Here we have in this section, or this section discusses how teachers manage a classroom teaching so that students have opportunities, chances to interact in English in meaningful ways. So first, teacher talk. Teacher talk. Very important. When asked to tape record their teaching, here talks about when teachers, for example, when they are asked, when some teachers ask each other to videotape themselves inside the class to see how much they talk. If you remember, we talked about this point. We talked about this point, and we said that teachers can make self-observation by recording himself. Okay, this is self-observation, just videotaping himself in order to see what does he do, how much does he speak, okay, the reaction of the students, etc. So when asked to tape record their teaching, listen to the tape, and total the amount of time they talk, teachers are generally surprised to discover they spent much more time talking than they had imagined. You see this point? Okay. So teachers, when they record themselves, some teachers, when they record themselves, when they tape record themselves, and later on when they see the tape, they see that they talk a lot inside the class. Okay? They talk a lot. And if you remember, we talked about this point. We said that teachers should not talk a lot or speak a lot. Rather, teachers speak less and the students speak more. Okay, and we said that unfortunately, this is a problem in Iraq or maybe in many countries, that the teachers speak a lot, but the students either speak little or none. You see, some teachers will say that too much talk is bad. Too much talk is bad and should be avoided. Okay, so some teachers, this is my opinion, I agree with this. Some teachers think that too much talk is bad. I mean, if the teacher speaks If the teacher inside the class speaks a lot, this is what? This is bad. It should be avoided. Teacher should not speak a lot. Okay? Rather, they should speak little. They should be guide. They guide. They mentor. They guide the students. They are guiding the students inside the class, giving them roles, how to participate, how to communicate, how to talk between each others. Although David Nonan, he disagrees. He said that it may be a good chance. Yeah, he said can be argued that in many foreign languages classroom teacher talk is important. So this writer Noonan, he said that no, let the teacher speak a lot, because the students for him, for example, do not listen to English language outside of the class. So when the teacher speaks a lot, they will have a chance to listen to more English. So it depends on the book here. For example, if we are teaching students how to speak English, so maybe it is better for the student to listen for the teacher as a model, but other books, no. Though with this book, for example, I disagree with him. Why? If I, for example, speak a lot, if I talk a lot, the students will not have any chance to practice, to communicate between each other, to use English language. Okay? Just they are silent, sitting on the chairs and looking at me talking. For me, this is something not good, or something bad, should be avoided. Some EFL, ESL teachers think aloud. Mindless, they think aloud in the classroom. Although some students might gain something positive from this authentic language experience, it can confuse students. So some students might stop listening even when the teachers. This is the flaw، يعني عيوب مالته disadvantage. If the teacher talks، إذا أستاذ بس هو يحكي، okay، شلون؟ It can confuse students. Okay, it can confuse students. So students might stop listening if the teacher only is speaking inside the class. The students might stop listening even when the teacher has something important to say. You see? So that sometimes students stop. Okay, just the teacher is talking. So the students will not focus. Or if the teacher gives long explanation about language or long-winded speeches on abstract ideas, some students will become positive. Okay, learners accepting English as a subject in which teacher lectures, sometimes in abstract terms that are beyond comprehension. However, we can elect to use English selectively and purposefully to answer students' questions. For example, we have to give instructions, demonstrate useful reading process, explain homework. This is the job of the teacher, not only speaking. So what does the teacher do or should do inside the class? What should the teacher do? For example, give instruction, answer students' question, explain homework assignments, relate amusing story that students can comprehend, participate in daily interpersonal communication with students in English, use teacher talk as a part of students' plan listening comprehension. You see here? So this is about teacher talk. We have in short, we have 2 points, 2 opinions. One opinion, teachers should not speak a lot, should speak less. Okay? And other opinion, the teacher should speak more. If the teacher speaks more، راح يصير students may not listen well to him. Okay? May stop listening to him. If the teacher speaks less, what does he do? He has to do these things, as I said. For example, give instructions, homework, okay, these things. Use English, ask questions, okay. I hope the idea is clear with the teacher talk. I summarize it لخصتها. تقدر تسجلهم ملاحظات طلاب. Teachers questions. This is very important. Teachers questions. What are the teacher questions? Okay. Here we have explanation of them. Okay. هذا شرحين هنا. الدور يجي هنا ملخص مالته. summary. شوف شلون هو جاي يلخص لك. انت تقدر بهالطريقة تلخص كل الكتاب. تقرأ وتلخص. كلش حلوات ملخصة كانت بهالطريقة. 5 points. اوكي. لأن هو عندك هنا الشرح وانطيك منها خلاصة. فأنت تحتاج اثنيناتهم. Teachers questions. Teachers ask a lot of questions. For example, in the study of the frequency of questions asked by elementary schools in the United States, Nash and Sheeman discovered teachers ask between 45 and 150 questions. So this paragraph الأول talks about how many questions the teachers ask. Some teachers ask 50, 100, 52 questions every 30 minutes. You see? One way to focus on our questioning behavior is to consider the purpose of question. So here we have the purpose of teachers' questions. Many teachers want purpose to ask students to display their knowledge. Number one, display their knowledge. For example, when a teacher holds up a large paper clock and asks what time is it, he has clock عنده مثلا كام الساعة بيده أو in his hand or around his hand. So he says, or he asks what time is it. The teacher is asking student to show they know how to tell time in English. And when the teacher asks what is the past tense of to do, the teacher wants to see if the students know this grammatical point. You see? So this kind of question is what? Display question. Display their knowledge. Another purpose for asking questions is to learn things about students and their knowledge. Through what? Referential questions. Number two is what? Referential questions. Such questions can stimulate interaction and show how genuine interest in the students. For example, if the teacher forgot his or her watch and wants to know the time, he or she would use the referential question. What time is it? The same is true if the teacher asks who has been to a museum. The teacher here, he doesn't know the time. He has no watch, he has no clock, different from the first one. So this is referential. For example, the teacher asks who has been to a museum, who has been to Japan, who has been to Turkey. He does not know. So he wants the answer to know who has and who has not been to one because of genuine interest. You see, this is the second one. Third one, many of those who advocate interactive approach to ESL teaching favor the use of referential questions. They prefer this question, referential question. Why? Over display. Here we have comparison between referential questions and display questions. اوكي اكو اساتذه يفضلون مثلا referential بالteaching over display questions. My own belief is that both have a place in the language classroom. شنو الفرق؟ referential questions provide a means through which to bring real question into the classroom. You see? الشرح means here bring a real questions or real questions into the classroom. easy هاي سهلة. real questions مثلا واحد يقول له have you been to Iran? Have you been to United States? The United States. You know, you want to know real question, real situation. They can also be engaging for students because the questions are aimed at communicating with them, not testing their knowledge. Okay, this is referential question. But however, display questions offer a way to practice language or drill students. لكن display questions شبيه offer a way to practice language or drill students. لحد هي يعني هنا ايش هو كافي باقي. Another purpose of teachers question is to check students' comprehension. Check comprehension whether they understand or not. Okay. هاي الطرق تقدرون تتبعوها من تصل استاذ تقدر تسبح هاي الطرق لأن 5. Check. For example يقول لك teachers often ask دائما احنا هسه كأساتذة نسأل do you understand? Do you understand? ذكرون انتم كطلاب students when we ask you do you understand what was your answer or what is your answer شنو جوابكم شو يقول كلكم يقولون yes لكن هل هذا صحيح خلينا نشوف شو تسوي do you understand such comprehension checks are not as common outside as they are inside the classroom and I wonder what real value they sometimes have much of the time I ask it do you understand students will reply that they do even when they don't. Okay, so some students sometimes they say what yes we understand but some of them what do not understand but they say yes. So perhaps a question such as who can tell me what I just said مرات الطالب يسأل فهمت تقول لك كيف فهمت يقول اشرح لي. Okay, فتقول لك هنا سأله question who can tell me what I just said راح اشوف لك بس 4 5 يرفعون ايديهم. So you have to use this check how to check students who can repeat or for example who can tell me what I just said. واحد قال yes understand قل له explain اشرح لي تعال على السبورة come here is more valuable because it not only shows students comprehension but also gives the students a practice in paraphrasing. Very important. Okay شنو الغرض منها إنه it shows students comprehension whether the students understand or not. Second, give the students a practice. They will practice in paraphrasing يعني they will repeat يعيدوك ويسوون paraphrasing يعني عادة صياغة كلامك كله بطريقتهم هم الخاصة. You see? Two other بس هذا باراجراف ناخذه هنا نتوقف محاضرة قادمة وبعدين نرجع نكمل هسه من خلصنا نكمل هاي الخلاصة. Two other purposes of asking questions are to confirm and clarifying understanding. You see? Confirm and what? And clarifying understanding. For example, we all meet at 6, right? Asks the listener to confirm something that the asker believes is true. While did you say you like strawberry or chocolate ice cream? And I'm little confused. What time are you going to meet? Aim at clarification. You see, confirmation and clarification questions are used outside the classroom more often than inside. They are very easy. How to confirm a question, تأكيد, clarification, توضيح. As encourage teachers, etc. مو مهم هذا. Okay, so these are the purpose of teaching questions. then بالخلاصة نلخصها كان summary. What are the purposes what is the purpose of teachers' questions? We talked about this display question. We said a question in which the teacher already knows the answer and wants the students to display knowledge. مثلا what color is your shirt? He knows. سولفنا عن الساعة عنده watch عنده clock but he wants to what? To display knowledge. شنو الغرض منه قلنا display إنه to practice language to drill practice. Okay. Referential question in which the teacher does not know the answer, does not know. For example, the teacher asks, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite actor? Have you been to China? Does not know. Okay. وقلنا هذا مميزاته إنه هو real situation. Okay. Comprehension check, get a question to find out if students understand or not. For example, do you understand? If they say yes, you can ask them what? Explain what I said. You see? Confirmation question, a question to verify what was said. You said you got up at 6 o'clock, just to confirm. You ask for confirmation. And the last one, a question to further define or clarify, yani explain more. Did you say you got up at 6 or 7? I know you said got up, but clarify more, give me more. You see, further, clarify, explain more. Okay, I hope it is very clear. If you have any question, you can ask. Thank you so much. See you next week.